how are external pressures such as the energy crisis, inflation concerns, and just potential for recession impacting commitments that have been made for ESG?
I would say the external pressures you really have to qualify into three buckets. The first is the energy crisis, and the war on Ukraine, frankly, systematically changed the supply and distribution of energy. So now, not only are we looking to transition our energy systems into a low carbon future, we're also disrupting where energy is coming from and where it's going to. So it has added a certain layer of complexity to the energy transition. One, I think that will ultimately accelerate the transition to a low carbon economy, but one that is seeing increases in alternative sources of energy. For example, nuclear being part of the European Union taxonomy, an increase in investment in liquefied natural gas. So, it is an additional disruption and additional pressure from the energy front. On the economic front, inflation is the name of the game. And I think initiatives that are deemed to be inflationary have been paused, frankly, because most of our clients don't want to be seen to be contributing to the inflation component or the narrative overall. And then the third part are societal pressures. And frankly, I think societal pressures are increasing in tandem with energy and with economic pressures. And there are pressures in many instances for companies to do more. But in many instances, there are pressures to step back, be aware of concerns around greenwashing, and be really pragmatic and authentic in what we're doing.
I hope the case is that we are through war times, but we think that, and from what I'm talking to investors about, is that it's just going to be an acceleration of the focus on energy independence and energy security, along with food independence and food security. So these are two macro trends that will feed through the public markets as investors look to ensure that they're funding the right types of companies that have the opportunity set in support of that.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, Nitin. I mean, if we look at any of our clients, they're most concerned about the geopolitical instability that's going on there because it causes uncertainty in their businesses. I think once that settles a bit, once we have our arms around what inflation and what the length and depth of a recession might look like, I think these issues are going to rise in importance and in terms of focus. And it'll be something that boards and C-suites are going to be much more focused on.
Overall, I would support both of your views by saying our corporate clients and our investor clients are taking a much more pragmatic view of ESG, that it is an additional factor, additional data set that can help inform business decision making, but isn't driving business in and of itself.
This content is based on information available at the time it was recorded and is for informational purposes only. It is not an offer to buy or sell or a solicitation, and no recommendations are implied. It is outside the scope of this communication to consider whether it is suitable for you and your financial objectives.